Now today we are talking about the SSH in AWS. And SSH simply stands for Secure Shell. Now this is a secure way in which we connect and control our remote computer, which is our EC2 server on the internet. Now this one is just like when you have your WhatsApp, and instead of you chatting with a person, you are now using a command line to actually control the server so that the person can receive your message. So that is how this SSH look like. So this one now, you are not seeing the interface, but you are just typing some command. You understand? You are typing some command, you are navigating, you are moving. You understand? You are not actually seeing what you are doing, but you are actually controlling something. You understand? As if the thing is in front of you, but you are not actually seeing it. That's what we call SSH. Okay, now what we use SSH to do in AWS? In AWS, we use SSH to connect to our server remotely and control our EC2 server. That's number one. Number two is that we also use SSH to install some software on our EC2 server, like installing Apache server, installing Nginx server, or installing any kind of software that you want to put on your EC2. Number three is that we also use SSH to configure our EC2 server, like putting some security, putting some stuff so that it will actually look perfect for the kind of business we want to put here. Number four is that we also use it to manage files. We use SSH to manage files on our EC2 server. Then number five is that we also use SSH to fix any kind of issue. Maybe people are trying to connect to our server, but they are not able to connect it to it. We can actually use SSH to configure or to rectify any issue that is on our server. And that is one of the basic usage of SSH. Now, what kind of devices can we use to connect to our SSH? Now, number one is if you are using Mac OS or Linux operating system, you can use SSH to connect to your EC2 server directly, because SSH is already pre-installed on those devices. Number two is that if you are using Windows 10 and above, that is your computer has Windows 10 and above, you can actually use SSH because your SSH is actually pre-installed on this. Then number three, if you are using Windows that is less than Windows 10 below, you cannot use SSH to connect to your EC2 server. You cannot use SSH to connect to your EC2 server, but you rather use PuTTY to connect to your EC2 server, because SSH is not pre-installed on those Windows that are below 10. Now, AWS also gave another option in which we can actually use to connect to our EC2